Thanks for tuning in on our flight today, flying the PC-12 from Nairobi, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport to Kilimanjaro International Airport in Tanzania. We'll be trying out the VOR high-level ILS runway 09 approach, and hope you enjoy it. Eight knots, rotate. Positive rate, gears up. Autopilot can come on. Autopilot in command. Now we're headed to Kilo Victor. As we continue our climb to our final cruise altitude of flight level 220, we can have a look at our arrival into Kilimanjaro. So you're planning on the high level VOR ILS runway 09 approach. So currently we're flying to Kilo Victor, and at Kilo Victor we need to be at about flight level 220 or above, and then we shall descend to flight level 100 and reach Kilo Bravo at 9,000 feet, and then we shall make one turn, a right hand turn at 6,900 feet, and then intercept the localizer Kilo at it should be around 6,900 feet to intercept the localizer. So it's a high level approach as we begin. This is because we begin our approach at flight level 220. This is because of we have Mount Meru near the field, and also Mount Kilimanjaro is near the airport. So for our approach, our minimum decision height will be 200 for the ILS. So 200 feet will be our decision height. Localizer for the runway for the ILS is 110.9 kilo, and the final approach course of 088. So we'll have that set up. Airport elevation is 2,900, and transition altitude of 9,000 feet, transition level of flight level 100. So we have a few warnings that Mount Kilimanjaro is near Kilo Victor, so that's one thing we need to be aware of, and the terrain raises steeply to the north, and that's Mount Meru to the north of the field. So that's our approach into Kilimanjaro, VOR ILS runway 09. Currently we are almost reaching our cruise altitude of flight level 220, and we are 84 nautical miles from Kilo Victor, and that's when we'll begin our approach. So we'll actually begin our approach from our cruise level. So here's a look at our flight plan, currently flying to Kilo Victor, and then after Kilo Victor, Kilo Bravo, Kilo Kilo, that's the localizer, and then Kilo Oscar, then on to the runway. So we are currently 44 nautical miles from Kilo Victor. There we have a view of Mount Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain in Africa. As we approach our initial approach fix, we can look at the weather at Kilimanjaro. So we have a 12005 knots wind, clear visibility, broken clouds at 2600 feet, and a QNH of 1021. So that will be a slight crosswind, and we'll have a few broken clouds as we intercept the localizer. Otherwise, the weather at Kilimanjaro looks okay, and we can now prepare to begin our approach, as we are currently 11 nautical miles from Kilo Victor, our initial approach fix. So after Kilo Victor, we'll set our course to 253, because we'll be leaving Kilo Victor on a radial of 253 for Kilo Bravo. So once we get to Kilo Victor, we shall set our course to 253. We can also set up our decentrate calculator, so we shall use the vertical navigation. So our target altitude is 9,000 feet by Kilo Bravo, so 9,000 feet. So we want to be at 9,000 feet, 0 nautical miles before Kilo Bravo, and our planned, okay, we shall wait to cross Kilo Bravo, and then we shall set our decentrate. But it will be quite a fast descent, but to make it easier, we'll slow down a bit. So now we can begin slowing down. Should go to idle. So as you can see, our target decentrate is now decreasing, because ideally we need to target about 1,000 feet per minute for the decentrate. We can also set our target altitude, which is 9,000. 9,000, that is set. So we need to watch our speed so that we don't stall. So now we're getting to Kilo Victor, we shall set our course to 253. So there we go, our course is set to 253. And there we are turning towards our course of 253 for Kilo Bravo. We can also begin our decentrate. And reduce our speed. So throttles can go to idle. Now begin our descent. So after Kilo Bravo, we'll make another turn at a heading of 048 for the localizer. CVS hands are on. Can now get back our tables into position. So after getting to Kilo Bravo, a right hand turn at 048 for the localizer. So we can now set up our the heading selected to 048. So we shall be adjusting our decentrate using this. So we need to be at about 1500 feet per minute descent rate. Quite a steep descent. One thing we can also set up is our decision height, which is 200 feet. So decision height is set 200 feet. So now we're headed to Kilo Bravo, and then after Kilo Bravo, right hand turn at 9,000 feet. Our final approach speed will be about 120 knots, so we'll be aiming for 630 feet per minute descent rate. So now we're almost getting to Kilo Bravo. We can reduce our target altitude to 6,900 feet. And we can also change this to 6,900. So we shall wait to get to Kilo Bravo. So now we're crossing Kilo Bravo, we can switch to heading select. And we begin our right hand turn from Kilo Bravo to Kilo Kilo and descending to 6,900 feet. And you shall see the target descent rate shall reduce. You can also switch to the localizer 110.9 and arm our nav and wait to intercept the localizer. So altitude 6,900 is set and nav is armed. We can also reduce our rate of descent. So now we shall hold at 6,900 feet until we intercept the localizer and then the glide slope. So you can increase power a bit. Now we shall wait to intercept the localizer at 6,900 feet. We can also switch to local QNH, which is 1021. So now we're headed to the localizer. So there we go, we've intercepted the localizer Kilo Kilo or runway 09er, and now we shall just wait to catch the glide slope. Intercept the localizer, and now we're almost aligned with the runway. We shall now wait for the glide slope to come alive. Landing lights can come on. Wing lights can also come on and strobe lights on. So we shall intercept the localizer at about 8 DME. So now we're fully aligned with the runway by the localizer, and now we're waiting for the glide slope to come alive. Course is set and flaps 1 is set. Landing gear can also come down. And we shall wait for 3 green. And there we go, 3 green on the landing gear. And now we're just about to intercept the glide slope. Still quite cloudy. And there we go. We've intercepted the glide slope. And now we are descending on the glide. So we shall leave our autopilot on for a while since it's still quite cloudy. We're doing a flaps 30 arrival, so we can set our final flaps and reduce our speed. So flaps 30 is set, and now we're descending on the glide slope. So now just to keep an eye on our speed and be on the lookout for the runways because it's still a bit cloudy. So 2,500 feet, landing lights are on, wing lights are on, strobe lights are on, passenger lights are on, smoking signs are on. And that's the parking correction, that's the landing checklist complete. There again we go into the clouds, lost all visibility. So we might have to come on, we might have to leave the autopilot on till minimums, which is about 200 feet. Have a look at the airport chart. So we can vacate via, depending on how fast we brake, we can vacate via Whiskey or Victor and then on to the main terminal. So there we go, we've broken through the clouds again. We can reduce our speed further. Looking good so far. So that should be Mount Meru, I think, on our left. Or Mount Kilimanjaro. So that actually is Mount Kilimanjaro. So we are still on our autopilot. After crossing 1,000 feet, we shall disengage autopilot and manually fly the aircraft to the runway. Keeping a steady rate of descent of about 600 feet per minute. So there we go, 1,000 feet, autopilot can come off. Now we have manual control of the aircraft. Just make sure we maintain the glide slope and our steady rate of descent. And there's quite a crosswind from the right. Keeping an eye on our rate of descent and our speed also. slightly off center, so trying to align myself with the runway and maintaining the glide slope. Quite a strong crosswind from the right. Trying to correct it with the rudder. Looking good so far. Reduce a bit power. Approaching minimums. Minimums, continue. Aligning myself with the runway. Now we're going visual. Reducing power as we approach. Align with the runway. Reducing power as we flare. And there we go. Manual braking. Now we can actually vacate via whiskey. Flaps can come up. Flaps up. Welcome to Kilimanjaro. So now we are on whiskey. We shall continue via Victor, Yankee, and then Romeo. There is the main terminal. So we can take our stand number 5. So that should be straight ahead, I believe. And here we are arrived at Kilimanjaro International Airport in Tanzania. So parking brakes is set. Taxi lights can come off. Strobe lights off. And now we're ready for engine shutdown. So you can set this to cutoff. So that's gone to cutoff, and we can switch off our gen power. Avionics can come off, and batteries are on. External power is off. Standby bus can come to on. Navigation lights off. Passengers lights off. Probe and prop heats are off. So here we are at Kilimanjaro International Airport after our quite a good landing despite the winds. I hope you enjoyed the VOR approach. I'll be streaming on Saturdays and Sundays on Twitch, and I hope to see you soon.